Yes, sir. This is Seth here. It's your first time joining my channel. Um, I'm a business and spiritual consultant. And like I said before, I saw a video and it was talking about wearing jewelry in the hood, right? I'm not afraid of wearing jewelry in the hood. Mostly, there's one reason why I dress well even in the urban setting is because some of these kids and some of these adults too are not looking for trouble as much as you think they are, man. Some of these kids are looking to be influenced for the greater good. Some of these kids are looking to be inspired, right? So when you take your time to dress well, that some people dress well to for the ladies, right? They dress well for the ladies, they go outside to go Mac, to go do their thing. But in actuality, that's not why I dress up. I don't dress up for the ladies. I dress up for myself. I dress up because I feel like it. I dress up, and especially the reason why I do it in the hood, especially why I do it in the hood, because I could choose not to do it in the hood and be, dressed like everybody else. I ain't stupid. I'm not a doofus. You know what I mean? Like I know what I'm doing, bro. I'm a god. How can I? If I'm doing something, it's because there's a reason behind it. You can't look at a god and think he's stupid. You're retarded. Um. So the reason why I dress up, even though I'm in the hood, is because it influences people. It cheers them up. You know. Some of these kids, they don't have people like that around. Some of these teenagers, even the adults, they don't have people like that around. And adults, when I dress up, everybody else is dressed up. I never had like a problem where, like, of course there's gonna be people that, that's a little bit immature, and they're gonna be like, look at this guy with his turn up shoes and his turn up pants and shit. And I love to turn up, man. That's just who I am, bro. I'm a turn up kind of guy, right? But everybody else is turned up too, man. You get like, you get compliments, man. Like, you got people that, I was wearing a satin suit the other day, and there's a guy. He pulled up, like he legit stopped his car to be like, some nice threads, bro. Like he legit stopped his car, bro, to congratulate me. You know what I mean, bro? And it's good for the people, instead of having, dudes wearing clothes that's kind of scary. No pun intended, or no offense meant, but what I mean by scary is like, he's wearing all black, and it's kind of, the clothes are a little bit like, there's a little bit of dirt in it. This dude is probably gonna scuffle somebody, or wants to scuffle. Probably not too. Motherfucker might be a bitch, but he look kind of scary by the way he's dressed. But so that's insecurity that you're building into your community by dressing up like that. Like you're scaring people. I don't scare people by the way that I dress. I mean, not if I scare them, it's not a bad kind of scary. You know what I mean? Like it's like a okay, that dude, he might be a little bit crazy, kind of scary, but I like how he dresses. And whether or not I'm scary or not, you don't care, because since I'm walking around in the hood and I'm okay, and nobody's gonna stab me and nobody's gonna shoot me because I live in the fifth dimension. I don't live in your 2D two-dimensional world. It encourages people to do the same thing, man. Like people like that shit, man. Like, I've seen old people dressing up. I've seen, the kids dressing up, old people, some dudes are kind of like in competition with you, because, so they go get nice threads and shit, and, things like that. And that's good. I like that. I don't mind, shit, man. I might be a little bit jealous too if you got a piece of thread that I want and I don't have it. That's the name of the game. So it's a misconception to think that everybody in the hood hates when you're shining. The only people that hate when you're shining are Babylon kind of dudes. They you know, like dudes that come from Babylon, right? Like the people that come from Babylon, that you know, them Sodom and Gomorrah motherfuckers, right? Like those guys, but those guys are unnatural people. Like they're not natural people. They're beyond. They're on the fourth dimension too. They're on the fourth and fifth dimension too. But you gotta know your shit if you're gonna walk in the fourth and fifth dimension. You know what I mean? Because there's evil everywhere. Evil does exist. It's not that evil doesn't exist. It's like a Apophis and Ra, right? Like every day the sun comes up, Apophis comes around and tries. Every time the sun go down, I mean, Apophis comes around and tries to swallow up the world. You know what I mean? So every day Ra has to get up and fight Apophis every fucking day. So that's like an algorithm with your mentality and your ego and your consciousness. Just because you're on a higher elevated platform, that doesn't mean that you're not gonna see evil on that platform either. Like even though you're on the other plane of existence, there's evil on that other plane of existence. It's just a little bit different. It doesn't react the same way. Like it doesn't, you know, it's not. It's just not the same thing. But everyday people, real people, like well, humans, basically, humans love to see shit like that. You know what I mean? You know, like evil. You know, humans love to see shit like they want people to do that. Man, there's not enough people doing that in the first place. First of all, maybe some people don't know what to wear, so that's why they don't do it. Or they don't have the money for it, so that's another reason why they don't do it. Or they feel they might have the money and they might have the pieces, but ain't nobody else dressing up, so they're not gonna dress up. You know what I mean? And black people are like that too. Like unless somebody does it first, they're not gonna do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's always like that in the black community, man. Somebody else needs to do it before they do it. You know. But as soon as you do it, like in the Bible, it says the flock follows. So you know, it's just you know, it's just starting a little thing. Yeah, it ain't a big deal. But the thing is, the way that these guys was talking about is like, you know, it's like, you know, you're gonna get smashed on, man. If you do that. No, you're not. Nobody's gonna get smashed, bro. That's 2-dimension world. If you're living on a 2-dimension, yeah, you should be worried. You know what I mean? You know, like if you live on a 2-dimension, if you live a 2-dimensional level, you know, 3 dimension, 2 or 3 dimension, man, yeah, you should worry a little bit, man, because you know you're not protected. You don't have the armor, you don't have the suit, you know, to cover you in case something, you know, if something goes up, man. Like, you know, me, like I said before, when you live on a 5th and 4th dimension, nobody touches you unless you want them to touch you. You know what I mean? Like there's no, you don't have an aggressor. You become the aggressor if you choose to aggress somebody. Because like I said before, even on the other plane of existence, even on like subconscious plane of existence, on the subatomic level, and yes, I did say subatomic level, there are dark energy. There are energies that will be the contrary or the adverse effect of your positive light. So if you're shining a positive light, there's going to be negative light that's going to be turned back towards you automatically. And at some point, and it's not like people that are spiritual do not attack people all the time. They don't get mad all the time. But at some point, you know, the pressure's boiling. You know what I mean? Like you can be a perfect Zen master, but you're gonna need to have a punching bag at some point, because the energy, the negative energy that comes towards you, especially when you're not a grandmaster at this. You know, I'm a master, but I'm not a grandmaster, so I'm susceptible to be annoyed after 2 or 3 weeks of being constantly harassed by negative energy that actually comes from my bunker It's not even real people. It's my bunker that's creating this. And I know very well that it's my bunker creating this, but sometimes I need to spank him on the butt, to make him chill a little bit because he's talking too much shit. You know what I mean, bro? And but just like Apophis, even though you do that, he still comes back. So that's why you have to become even more spiritual, and you have to go on the road to becoming a grandmaster, because or else you're always gonna be stuck in this vicious circle of getting annoyed at yourself and not at anything that's actually real. Well, there's are real things. Those things become real, bro. And especially when you understand that these things doesn't necessarily come from you. It's a bunker created by the government, created by a shadow government, created by a group of people that agreed on doing this experiment, this thought experiment, and this social experiment on their own people, because that's what they're doing. They're doing it on their own people. That's why I'm not saying that it's necessarily a racist thing, because they're doing it to everybody. They're blocking. Of course, some of these people might be of Caucasian descent, or maybe they just prefer people of Caucasian descent. So some of this affliction might be a little bit alleviated when we're talking about the Caucasian effect, right? The white American people, right? It might be a little bit alleviated, but it's not totally out there. Their minds are still affected by this. As a matter of fact, most of the people that attack you have affected minds. I mean, we can all agree on that. If you're a racist, is because if you are intolerant, if you're intolerant of black people or any other kind of people, it's because you're unbalanced, right? Why do you even care that I'm black? Why do you care that I'm Chinese? Why do you care that I'm Mexican? Why do you care that I'm Arab? There's no reason to care about that. The reason why you care is because you're afflicted. You got this dimension that's inside of your dimension. You got one of your dimensions that's inside of your entire dimension is a dimension where you're racist. There's a dimension where not that you're racist, but you're intolerant, right? Because you can be racist and not be intolerant. Like, you can be racist and not care that there's black people around you. Just, you're kind of like meh. You're blasé, right? Like you don't really care, right? So. But kind of like me, kind of like me. I'm not racist. I just don't care. It's just I'm not intolerant. I just meh. It's like meh. They're there. I would prefer if they weren't, but they're there. There's nothing I can do about it. I'll just live with it, But there's people that are intolerant. They're gonna attack you. They're gonna throw racial slurs. They're gonna come at you physically. Those people are afflicted, and they have a dimension that was created by the same government that they pay for tax money, and that take their money and that make them work hundreds of hours, and they don't even realize that they're slaves to this supposed government that's supposed to be there for them, that are using them like puppets to attack a minority or to get things that are not supposed to be done inside of the country. So it's kind of like an inside job, bro. Like, a lot of white people, a lot of Caucasian people might feel like some minority is ruined in the country, but ain't nobody ruined in the country but your own people, man. It's your own people that's ruining the country. It ain't us. We don't decide shit here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, bro? So you're ruining your own country. And obviously, with everything that's going on right now, I think white people got the message that we're not the ones that ruined the country. It was your people. So anyway, no offense. I'm just saying. So this video is too damn long. My name is Seth. Have a good one. Peace out.